In this video, you're going to learn how I started a business with $0 and turned it into $1,000 a day cash printing machine. It's with this business I made my first $1,000 a day at 21 and my first $2,600 a day at 22. And I'm not talking about revenue, I'm talking about profit and cash collected. I need you to understand something right now. If you're starting with absolutely nothing in your bank account, money is not going to be your leverage. Rich people use their money to make more money, but you can't really do that yet, unfortunately. You don't need a product yet. You don't need a team. You definitely don't need some business cards or a fancy website that costs you thousands of dollars. What you need is to find a way to solve a painful problem people are already paying money for. I'm talking about an urgent problem that keeps people up at night. Let me give you some examples so you know exactly what I mean. On the personal side, think about someone who's struggling to lose weight before their wedding. They're looking at photos from their engagement shoot feeling insecure. They're dreading how they will look in their wedding dress or suit. They're willing to pay a premium to someone who can help them transform and get in shape in the next 6 months because the clock is ticking and the stakes feel incredibly high to them. Or think about the professional who keeps getting passed over for promotions. They're watching their colleagues advance while they stay stuck. They know they're missing something, but they can't figure out what it is. Maybe it's their communication skills, maybe it's their leadership presence, maybe they just don't know how to advocate for themselves. That frustration builds every single day they walk into the office. That's a painful problem. What about the parent who's overwhelmed, trying to balance their career and their family? They're missing their kids' soccer games. They're ordering takeout 5 nights a week because they don't have the time to cook. They feel guilty constantly, they're burnt out. If you can help them create productivity systems that won't give them back 10-20 hours a week, they won't pay for that relief. Now on the business side, the problems are even more obvious and usually more expensive to solve. Take a business owner who's not getting enough leads. Their pipeline is drying up. They're staring at their calendar next month and it's empty. They're starting to panic about payroll, about making rent on their office, and whether this whole thing was a mistake. There's nothing worse than being a struggling business owner. If you can consistently generate qualified leads for them, you're not just solving a random problem, you're saving their business and their life. Or let's talk about the entrepreneur who's getting leads but not closing enough sales calls. They're jumping on 10 calls a week and only closing 1. They know something's off in their pitch or their follow-up or their qualifying process, but they can't see it themselves. They're leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table every single month. If you can come in and fix their sales process, tighten up their script, teach them how to handle objections, you're directly putting money in their pocket. That's worth paying for. To give you another example, some businesses are spending a fortune on ads but not seeing a return on investment. They're pouring $5,000 a month into Facebook ads or Google ads and getting maybe 2 low-ticket clients out of it. The math doesn't math, they're bleeding cash. They know they need someone who actually understands conversion optimization, targeting, creative testing, pricing, etc. If you can cut their cost per acquisition in half, you just became their most valuable asset. These are the kinds of problems that keep people up at 3 in the morning. These are the problems people will pay real money to solve right now, not eventually. And here's the key. You don't need to solve every problem. You need to pick one specific painful problem that you can get really good at solving. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Now, here's where 99% of people completely fail. They try to create something people might want instead of finding something people already want and are actually paying for. That's a massive difference. In 2025, it's never been easier to test demand before you build anything. Go into online communities. I'm talking Facebook groups, Reddit threads, Discord servers, watch the comment sections, study what people are complaining about over and over and over again. What are they frustrated with? What have they tried before? What are they already throwing money at? Once you find that problem, reach out and offer to solve it manually. Getting a client proves that people actually care about the solution. You don't need a logo for this. You don't even need an LLC to make your first dollar. Don't start a company before you get some clients. You just need to verify that the problem you're solving is painful enough to actually fund a business. I see so many people waste months, sometimes years, building something nobody's asked for. Don't be that kind of person. Talk to people, ask them questions, offer real solutions, get paid, validate first, then you build the product. Now, let's talk about content. When you have no money, content is how you buy attention. That's the trade you're making. You give your time, your insight, and you get eyeballs in return. Post long form and short form videos. You can post tweets, threads, or even post on LinkedIn. Whatever platform your ideal clients are actually hanging out on. Show them that you understand their problem better than anyone else in the market. Share your results. Document your process in real time. Break down your client wins. Talk about what you're learning as you're learning it. The key is to only be on 1 or 2 platforms maximum when you're just starting out. Don't expand to more platforms until you can have a team take care of all of that for you. Otherwise, you're just spreading yourself thin and welcoming failure with open arms. Every single piece of content you put out should do one of 3 things. It should attract new people, teach something valuable, or build trust. If you can consistently make strangers say, wow, this person really gets it, you will never run out of leads. Even without spending $1 on ads. Even without having a massive following. Content is the great equalizer right now. The algorithm doesn't care if you have $0 in your bank account. It cares if you provide value. So provide it relentlessly, every single day. Show your work, share your thinking, prove you know what you're talking about. That's how you build an audience from absolutely nothing. The fastest way to make money from zero is to start talking to potential buyers. Message people who engage with your content. Offer help directly. Ask them questions. Diagnose their problem like a doctor would. Show them exactly how you can fix it. Don't sit around waiting for people to fill out a contact form on your website. Appointment setting is your unfair advantage when you can't afford to run ads because most creators don't bother to do it. This makes a lot of people uncomfortable. They want everything to be passive income from the start. They want it all automated. But the truth is, when you're starting from zero, you don't have the luxury of anything passive. You have to be proactive. You have to initiate the conversations. You have to be willing to hear no 100 times to get one yes. That's just the game of business, and if you can't handle it, that's fine, because someone else will. You just have to choose what kind of results you're comfortable with having in life. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Once you land those first few clients, you build case studies. You get testimonials from real people, and video testimonials are extremely powerful. You build proof that what you do actually works, and that makes everything that comes after so much easier. The fastest way to grow is to make your first few clients so happy that they can't help but talk about you to everyone they know. Over-communicate with them, deliver early, follow up obsessively, care about their results more than they do. Every testimonial, every screenshot, every success story becomes marketing that you don't have to pay for. Okay, so let's say you've made your first few $1,000s. Congratulations. Now here's exactly what you do. Don't celebrate just yet. Reinvest that money. Use that cash to buy leverage. Buy more sales calls through ads. Hire contractors to free up your time. Get a sales rep. You need to learn how to separate what actually makes you money from what just keeps you busy. This is a huge mindset shift that most people never make, and it's part of the reason they stay broke. When you're broke, you do everything yourself because you have to. You can't afford otherwise. But once you have some cash coming in consistently, you need to start thinking differently. In 2025, 2026, automation and AI tools can replace entire workflows if you use them strategically. The goal isn't to grind alone forever. The goal is to build a machine that turns your product into predictable passive income. That's how you go from $0 to consistent 5, 6, even 7-figure months without needing outside funding or investors. You're not trying to work harder. You're trying to work smarter. You're building systems that run without you being involved in every single detail so you can focus on the high leverage activities, sales, strategy, content creation, client results. Everything else should eventually be handled by tools or other people. So let's recap everything we just covered. You start by solving a painful problem for a specific niche. You validate demand before you build anything. You use content as currency to buy attention in the marketplace. You turn conversations into clients through sales calls. You over-deliver so hard that your clients become your marketing team with their testimonials. And you reinvest your early wins into leverage and systems that actually scale. That's how you start a business with $0 in 2025 and in 2026. If you want me to personally help you to build a profitable online business and get to financial freedom as quickly as possible, check out the free training I made for you in the description below. You can also apply to book a call with me or a member of my team so we can help you to implement everything step by step. Now be quick, we do have very limited spots, and with that said, I will see you on the other side.